Is the Umidigi S3 Pro still worth buying? Well, in this video, we're going to find out. Follow me on Instagram at KevinBreezeTV. Please join the Kevin Breeze Tech community on Facebook to chat about budget smartphones, ask questions, and help others. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, and this is the Umidigi S3 Pro. Now, I've had this phone for a little while now. It's been like 5 months, and it's been a great experience using it, but I am pretty much ready to sell it and move on to another device. And the reason for that isn't because it's a bad phone, it's because I want to just cover new material here on the channel, and I want to use the money from selling this phone to buy other phones. Now, this phone is still very current and up to date. In fact, since it was launched, Umidigi has deployed a number of different software updates that have improved the performance and the cameras of the device. Now, the phone is still available for $299, which I feel is a very fair price because for the specifications that are included with this phone, you are still getting a lot for the money. Now, the price did go down a little bit during Prime Day, but it has gone back up to that original $299 price tag. But definitely take a look at the link in the video description to see the most up-to-date pricing for the Umidigi S3 Pro. Now, the phone is a GSM device, so if you use AT&T or T-Mobile, or Cricket or Metro by T-Mobile, then this phone will work really well with those carriers. I was also able to use it with Verizon Wireless with no problems, but if you are a Verizon customer, you might want to go for something else just because this doesn't have support for all of the bands in Verizon's network. And if you especially live in a rural area, you might have some issues with using this phone with Verizon. Now, if you're a Sprint customer, then unfortunately you will not be able to use this phone at all. But like I said, if you use AT&T or T-Mobile or any of the carriers that use their networks, then you're in luck. Then you're going to have a great experience with the device. Now, with the Umidigi S3 Pro, we have a 6.3-inch display at 1080p with a 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio. It's a really good looking display. It's nice and crisp and clear, and the colors are really good. We're getting a teardrop notch design with the device, and in that notch, we have a 20 megapixel front-facing camera. The phone features 128 gigabytes of internal storage with micro SD card expansion. Now, having 128 gigs of storage is amazing, and nothing beats having internal storage. So even though you can expand the storage with an SD card, it's still good to see that there is so much storage internally in the device. Now, we don't have wireless charging with the phone, but we do have a fingerprint sensor on the back, and it works really well. It's super quick, so that's not a problem at all. And the placement of this fingerprint sensor is really convenient as well. Now, on the back side, we have a dual camera setup with a 48 megapixel main camera and a 12 megapixel secondary camera. So we do get portrait mode with this phone, which works really well. Now, the device features 6 gigabytes of RAM, and it runs the MediaTek Helio P70 processor. So a really good processor with this phone. In fact, I'll show you the benchmark scores for it right now. So here are the scores, and these are really good scores. Now, check out some of my recent comparison videos that I've done with this device to see how these scores measure up against other phones out there. But when I compared this phone to the Umidigi A5 Pro, which is Umidigi's entry-level phone, we're getting about double the scores here with the S3 Pro. Now, video recording with the S3 Pro maxes out at 1080p at 30 frames per second. The device features a massive 5,150 mAh internal battery, and the software here is Android 9 Pie. So the most current and up-to-date version of Android, and it's a stock experience here. And overall, it just runs really well. It's nicely optimized and very quick and smooth. Instagram on this phone is great as well. The scrolling is very smooth, and by having this 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio, you're able to fit a lot of content here in the display. And then when it's time to take photos with this phone to put on Instagram, you're going to have very clear and good looking photo quality. And a big part of that is due to the recent software updates. So from all the testing I've done so far, I've gotten the best photo and video quality from the Umidigi S3 Pro that I've gotten compared to any other Umidigi device out there. So they really did do a great job doing those updates. So if you want decent cameras on your device, then you're going to be very happy with the Umidigi S3 Pro. Now, one of my favorite things about this phone is especially the build quality. So of course, we're getting that really nice looking 1080p display. That is 6.3 inches, so nice and large, but we're also getting this really nice ceramic build. So the material feels super high quality. The device is really solid. It's almost kind of heavy, but in a good way. It feels very premium, and it almost feels like something that you'd expect to see from Apple. That's how good the build quality is with the Umidigi S3 Pro. So that's one of the reasons why this phone is $299. The other reasons, of course, include the very good cameras with 48 megapixels and 20 on the front. Having 6 gigabytes of RAM is very premium as well. And having the MediaTek Helio P70 processor. This is the only Umidigi device at the moment that has the P70, and that's a very good processor that will give you very good performance. Now, if you've used MediaTek processors in the past, just erase those memories from your mind, because MediaTek processors have dramatically improved over a short period of time, especially with this Helio line of processors, because the P70 really is good, it performs really well, and I'm very happy with it. But I hope you enjoyed this video about the Umidigi S3 Pro. I'm definitely going to be sad to let this go, but I do have to move on to other fresher devices to feature on the channel. Definitely, I still recommend it at this point in August of 2019. Let me know if you own this phone already or if you're looking to buy it, and I'll see you in the next video.